Welcome to another episode of Cynthia's Comedic Hour. I'm pleased that you've chosen to join us this evening. Let us begin. What do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. You see, the comedy lies in the fact that when you say, what do you call a fish with no eyes, you at first presume that the question is really, what would you do if you took the eyes out of a fish? But actually, the joke is that you're taking the letter I out of the word fish, so the word really just becomes a fish. That's why it's funny. Indeed. What do you call a body of water that's thinking? Pondering. This one's brilliant. You see, the joke, it's obviously a pun to play on words of sorts. See, pond is a type of body of water. So, pondering is a synonym for thinking. So if you say that a body of water is thinking, you could say pondering because it's a combination of the word that means a body of water, and it's also a synonym for thinking. Genius. A white man sits on a bench. He says, "Minorities are taking over this country." A Native American comes up and says, "Well, maybe they'll let you own a casino." Oh, this is a personal favorite. You see, the comedy lies in the fact that historically, white American citizens have been the majority and have been privileged in American society. However, recently, the melting pot that we know of as this country has increasingly begun to have a higher African American and Hispanic population, though I might say often to the discomfort of those who were once the majority, which is white America. But the irony lies in the fact that white America was once the minority, because who really was the majority of the country was Native Americans, and Europeans came over here and were like, oh, no, this is ours now. This is ours. You can get out. And that's not comedic. That's not comedic at all. But the fact is that that's what's happened. And that now Native Americans are severely disenfranchised and, are impoverished and really own little more than casinos. So it's a biting joke for a Native American to say to a white man, maybe they'll let you own a casino, because it's alluding to what was really a national genocide in the foundation of this country. It's very, very, very witty joke. Moving on. Why can't you hear pterodactyls go to the bathroom? Because the P in pterodactyls is silent. The comedy lies in the fact that the word pterodactyl has a P in the beginning of the word, which is confusingly so, and phonetically certainly doesn't make any sense, but I digress. So, by saying, why don't you hear it when pterodactyls go to the bathroom, and that it's because the P is silent, you're using a play on words by referring to the P in the beginning of the word pterodactyl, and also P when you urinate. Bit of a party joke. Brings us all back to 5th grade, I would say, but humorous nonetheless. And we come to a close of Cynthia's comedic hour with this final joke. Have you ever had sex while camping? It's intense. Now, the comedy, you naughty, naughty children, lies in the fact that intense, which, is the type of sexual intercourse you would typically like to have, sounds similar to the two separate words intense, which is presumably where you would be engaging in sexual intercourse if you were on a camping trip. Sounds like a load of fun. Be safe. Use protection. I thank you. So this has been the end of Cynthia's comedic hour. As always, I thank you for joining me. And if you have your own jokes that you'd like to submit, you can put them in the comment box. Do it up. Hello, and welcome to Marge's Advice Corner. I'm Marge. How do I become beautiful? Well, honey, let me tell you. First off, in the eyes of the Lord, everyone is beautiful. So you keep that in mind. But hey, if you're feeling a little out of your game, a little self-conscious, don't be afraid to whip out the push-up bra, Use what you got, but don't make them the welcoming committee. You gotta put them at the back of the party, alright? You don't want to give up the wrong impression. People might start to gossip. Don't be afraid to bat your eyelashes a little bit. Just, a little bit like this. But folks, do you want to know what the real joke this week is? That I have a canker sore in the front of my mouth.